Hey, here we are again, just footy fans having some footy fun with FootyFin. And look, I want to continue a thread back to NRL now after a couple of rugby union videos around the Bledisloe Cup. I want to continue a theme I started last week with the run into the finals, 5 rounds left, predicting who's going to make the 8. And listen, I ran over about half a dozen teams last week. There have been a couple of upsets last weekend in the Women in League round. And look, I was probably also a bit quick to write off Manly last week. Or in fact, if I'm being honest, I was probably a bit lazy and I felt like I had enough to talk about, and I talked for about 8 minutes anyway. But look, Manly are still in with the chance, I think. They had an impressive victory over the Sharks a couple of weekends ago, although they nearly let that one slip in the end, but they held on. And then, of course, not surprisingly, they beat the Dragons last weekend. So listen, this is the way things stand at the moment in terms of the ladder from positions 5 through 11, right? So Canberra are on 5th. They unexpectedly got beaten by the Knights in Canberra last weekend pretty easily. So that does throw a few things into doubt. They're on 5th on 28 points. On 6th are South. Now they've still got a bye to come and a guaranteed 2 points. They're on 26. Cronulla and the Cowboys are on 26 as well. Cronulla's in 7th. And they're kind of sliding down at the moment. So unsteady ground for them. The Cowboys are in 8th. They surprisingly got beaten by the Titans last weekend. A bit of a choke there. They still have a bye in hand. They're in 26. And then on 9, 10, 11, we've got the Knights, Manly and the Eels. The Knights and Manly have each played 19, so they don't have a bye to come, and they're both on 25 points. And then lastly, the Eels, the slippery Eels, have slipped down the ladder. Talk about snakes and ladders. This is Eels and ladders. Boom, boom. Eels have played 20, so they do have a bye in hand. They're on 24 points. They need to pull their socks up. But listen, as far as Manly goes then, so they're on equal 9th, or they're on 9th, and Manly are on 10th on equal points. This is how the run-in looks for Manly from here. This weekend, round 23, they play the Roosters away. I'm tipping Manly's going to win that. The next weekend, they play the Panthers at home. Panthers will win that. The following weekend, they play the Warriors in Auckland. That's going to be a bit of a tough road trip if the Warriors maintain their current form. I'm tipping the Warriors to win that. Round 26, they Manly play the Dogs away. I'm tipping they'll win that. And then finally, the ideal final round game, they play the Tigers at home, and I'm tipping they'll win that. So basically what I'm tipping is Manly have another 3 wins from 5 games, and that'll put them on 31 points. So definitely in with a chance to play finals. Of course, there's a lot of talk about how many points do you need to make the cut. It's a bit harder to predict this year with 17 teams and 3 byes and that whole system. But 30 could be enough, maybe 31 or 32. It remains to be seen. But look, based on my predictions, Manly are in with a red-hot chance. And if we look at the Knights as well, I mean, if the Knights beat the Dolphins this weekend in Perth, that'll put them in a more of a box seat, but that remains to be seen. Speaking of the Dolphins, disappointingly, they lost by a single point to the Dogs on Dolphins' sort of home turf, or what they're trying to make their home turf in part of their home turf in Bundaberg. Poor old Jermaine Asako had a chance with a conversion not too far in from the sideline, had a chance to kick a match winner with less than a minute to go. Sadly, he just hooked it a bit, and so the Dolphins lost by a point. So that's going to affect their chances of making the finals. Anyway, it's been a focus on Manly here. Manly in with a chance, finish on 31 points. That gives them a red hot chance to make the finals. So we'll wait and see. Okay, thanks for watching. Look out for my tips video tomorrow night. Please hit me up in the comments. Pretty quiet on the comments. Views are looking better than recently. Anyway, enjoy your footy, take care, and catch you between the sticks.